are just seconds away from learning the SIMQ Uncommon Commonality, the one key skill that will make a tremendous impact on your ability to be successful in the new culture. You will hear examples of how others use these skills, and you will learn 5 terms that will help you to put it all together. The SIMQ Uncommon Commonality. Don't go away. Hello there. I'm Dr. Connie Ridley Smith, and I'm here today to talk to you about symbiotic intelligence, more commonly known as SIMQ. Today we will spend some time talking about the terminologies that are associated with our programs and services. Terminologies that may be unknown to you, but certainly once you get into our SIMQ program, they will become as familiar to you as they are to us. As we have interviewed more than 100 persons in conjunction with our SIMQ research, we have found some certain commonalities between them. As they reported their successes, they reported a common factor that I'd like to call the ability to make quick adjustments. That one key skill, if you learn no other skill, the ability to make quick adjustments will make all the difference in your journeys into intercultural settings. There are several examples of this key skill of making quick adjustments. For example, when they're invited to dinner and they've been asked to sit on the floor rather than at a table with chairs as they customarily do, and they willingly do that without hesitation. When arriving for a dinner function and finding that the men and the women will be seated in separate dining areas and going along with that graciously when that is not their practice. When talking to someone, being careful not to point one's feet in the direction of the other person being conversed with, because in that particular culture it was an insult. Being perfectly comfortable when going into public places and seeing people not wear shoes, when in one's own culture, no shoes means no service. And being able to wear clothing styles that are more readily acceptable in the culture being experienced than in one's own culture. All of these are steeped in the word culture. And that's our first terminology for today. What is culture? Culture is the sum of values, beliefs, and norms that are agreed upon by persons who reside in or operate within a certain geographic space or certain organizational setting. The cultural norms and values, when they are shared, contributes to a phenomenon known as cultural consensus. And that's where everyone who's a member of the culture can readily look at an occurrence, an activity, or a scenario and immediately derive the same conclusion without having previously spoken about it at all or signaled each other in any kind of way. And cultural consensus happens when there is a low degree of cultural complexity. When everyone was born and raised or acculturated in the same set of norms, beliefs, and values, low cultural complexity is said to exist. But when there is diversity or multiple ethnicities and multiple value systems and multiple worldviews converging upon a solitary space, that creates diversity. And if that diversity is intercultural, we have what is known as intercultural complexity. Now, the thing about intercultural complexity is that when you have intercultural complexity, then cultural consensus naturally decreases. The other phenomenon is known as cultural congruence. And cultural congruence just speaks to the compatibility between the culture and the cultural members, or the culture and an activity. So, for example, cultural congruence is something that is worthwhile, as it is thought in educational circles, because when students at a young age are taught by cultural members who ascribe to the same sets of beliefs and values that are present in the homes and in the community, then the student is said to be able to learn much better when there is cultural congruence. Of course, as we know, as students get older, the critical thinking and the diversity of thought is a welcome new skill, and so therefore sometimes intercultural complexity can add to the critical thinking and add to the diverse, broad viewpoints that are expressed in the classroom. Yes, you too can learn how to use the SYNCUE Uncommon Commonality. Take our course or purchase our book online in ebook or softcover format. In our materials, you will learn how to take other cultural variations in stride, observe more than you speak, and put aside your notions of what is right and what is wrong, so that you may become more successful in the new culture. The SYNCUE Uncommon Commonality. Email us at syncueforus@gmail.com or find us on social media.